Perspectives, different views, one voice.
Welcome to the LDM Perspective podcast. My name is Cam. I'm joined on a Zoom video link with my colleagues or friends. You start off by introducing yourselves.
Yeah, it's Mo here.
Ali here.
Kojo.
Cool. And this is our second recording over video link during this unprecedented time of a partial lockdown during the COVID-19 crisis. This episode today will be focusing on if we followed and went into a complete full lockdown where we're not able to leave our homes, even to exercise, to go to the shops, or for any other reason. We sort of wanted to focus on what key things we feel are essential to have at your home within that time. Leading up to the lockdown that the UK put in place, there were various news reports, and I'm sure many of us experienced going into stores where we couldn't even find basic bits of food like pasta and rice, simply because many people had stormed those stores and sort of stockpiled many items. And even following that, there were reports in the news that people who had stockpiled on various amounts of food eventually had to throw them away because then they stockpiled on things that expired very quickly, and so they were disposed of. And so as a result, there was sort of an issue of waste right there. But for us today, we want to focus on if we got into a full lockdown, what sort of things we would find or are essential during that time.
Perspectives, different views, one voice.
I mean, leading up to the lockdown, just so we could start, what was your first thoughts about what you feel like you needed?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about this COVID-19, then I feel for this particular lockdown, for me, it's vital to have a lot of fresh fruit and veg. Obviously, this is something that is perishable, but it's a difficult one because if you are trying to fight a virus, you need a strong immune system. And in order to have a strong immune system, you need items that pretty much go off after a few days. In the UK anyway. Back home in Africa, they last a lot longer, but here, stuff goes off quite quickly. That's one of the struggles I've found anyway.
I think for me, before we even went into a lockdown, the first thing I thought I needed was hand wash in the house. Yeah, it does. You know what? Because I think at the time I was probably a bit misinformed because I thought you needed to have antibacterial soap to wipe off any germs, but having even watched certain videos and read certain articles, that is not necessarily the case. You could kind of wash your hands with any form of soap as long as you wash them for like 20 to 30 seconds and you do it on the warm water. That in itself is good enough.
Yeah.
So I think that's where my panic came about.
You know what? To add to that, what we're missing here, is this Western world have never experienced this at all. If you're in Africa, survival is we're always surviving. Africans are always surviving. So this kind of experience, it won't be new to them. They will know what to do and how to do it and how to get around with it. So the problem is with this Western world, this country, or you should say Spain, wherever, are not built for a pandemic like this. Because sometimes within your household, you panic, like you need to get out. It's so cramped, it's so tiny that...
You've kind of just changed it completely to what you said before now.
Yeah.
Going forward and going beyond maybe say the most basic 5 things you need, some things are more personal. So there may be certain things you may need more than others, and that might be more essential to you than compared to another person. So I think some of these things are also subjective as well as objective things as well.
But can I make a point here? Are we talking in the context of the UK or are we talking in the context of the world? So if I'm giving my list, am I basing on me living in the UK or me living in Africa?
You're basing on you living in the UK because this is where you live now. And that's the whole point. The whole point is if UK goes in a complete full lockdown to the point where you can't go to the shops, you can't go out to exercise, you can't go out for anything. It's effectively martial law. Military are telling you stay in your house. They're doing patrols all around London, so no one can really step outside. What sort of things do you think are key for you to have within that time?
Myself, but that's the point where I said, Ali, your point is irrelevant because of that key.
Yeah. No, you make sense. Yeah, obviously.
I think for me, and this is obviously, it's either we say on one point the bare necessities are covered in it. So bare necessities meaning electricity, water, internet. Internet for me is vital. So for me, the first thing that will be on my list, if the bare necessity I've said is that if electricity, water is sorted, the next thing will be internet, unless we're listing internet as a bare necessity as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we are. Internet's there included.
So internet is included as a bare necessity, yeah? It's a baseline. That's something that you have. Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case here, then number one on my list would be Netflix. I need streaming platforms, mate. Yeah? I need streaming platforms to stay sane, mate. I think that would be one of the first things on my list. So the Netflix, the Amazon Prime, all those kind of stuff, I need them ready because, bro, just being cooped in the house, it's almost like I need to dumb myself at some point, isn't it? Just act like the world does not exist until now.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point, actually, in terms of that. That's probably helped keep a lot of people sane. I mean, for me, that probably would be one of my top things. It's not even something that comes to mind right away, but I guess when you're at home and you've got nothing, you're not doing anything, you're right, those sort of things just sort of take you out. You almost forget what's going on outside because you're sort of drawn into those shows. And I think that it's important to take you away from that.
Yeah, and I think added to that, alcohol will be second.
Hey, you know what though? I saw this article about this guy who got stopped by police, and he had loads of weed on him. And when they stopped him, he said, "Well, look, we're going into lockdown, so I got a bulk buy because I've got to have enough.
That's a justifiable reason.
I've got to have enough. I've got to have enough to last me. If I'm not leaving my house for anything, why not get high? Why not get high? What's the point?"
That's fair. That's fair. I hope they didn't arrest him for that, though. That's fair.
They did, right? They did.
Yeah, they did. He did. He had a massive bit on him. But no, you know what? I think that's fair. I think it's a valid point.
Yeah, but it's valid if it was legal.
Yeah.
No. But then
no,
I think
exactly.
it's valid on the point of if they stop you with like a small quantity on you, it could go under personal use. So I'm using the premise of personal use to say that I'm going to be self-isolating for 3 months. So based on that personal use, hence the reason why I bought this bulk buy kind of stuff. So I think it's valid on that point of personal use.
I think it would be valid if it was a legalized drug. I think
I understand that, but then I think even though it's not illegal, even though it is an illegal drug, if you are caught with small quantity, you can claim that it is personal use, and you're not going to get arrested for it. Please quote me if I'm wrong there.
If you get caught? Sorry.
But I think the purpose of that is more as an exception, not as the rule. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, but at the moment it's unprecedented, so there's no such thing as a rule anymore.
Exactly. I
personally think if this goes to court, especially if I'm their lawyer, I feel I could bust case on that.
Because right now, nothing counts really. Just stay at home, so there's no crime. There shouldn't be any crime committed or anything like that.
Nah, but the courts are still running.
Courts crime counts. Courts crime counts.
People are still.
What Coach is trying to say, What Coach is trying to say, I understand what Coach is trying to say. What he's trying to say is, right? Why the heck this guy is trying to be locked down, right? We're all locked down. We're all locked inside. So for him, that is a necessary. It's like what we're doing now. That's for what he's doing. So he doesn't want to come out to be saying or get in charge. So why not get what he needs and stay inside? So then why?
So let me try change this to a different example. Let's say, for example, cake, was an illegal substance to have cake in it. Like no one's allowed to have cake. But then if you have a slice of cake on you, then it's all right in it because you're not. You know that is kind of something just for yourself in it, but in general, cake is not allowed in it. So then, just because I can't go and get lots and lots of different slices because you're on lockdown, I have to get a whole cake in it. because it will then justify me having all my little slices. Defeats
No,
the
but
point of them trying to avoid
that's my
cake.
craving. That's my
no,
craving.
but then I don't think your point is necessarily because you're saying in general cake is not allowed. In general, cake
Yeah.
is allowed in small quantities. That's
Yes,
bit that you need
exactly.
to add to your point.
No, but I don't think it's allowed.
You just
Not-
said in general.
It's not allowed even in small quantities.
Yeah, it's not allowed even in small
you still be
quantities.
charged. You could still be charged with simple possession,
Yeah,
and you'd probably get a fine. You get a fine at court,
yeah.
or or in some extreme circumstances, in much more.
So they could find a draw on you and they could charge you, even though you're saying that's personal use.
Yeah, they can still
Yeah,
charge you.
yeah, they can. Yeah,
because it's
it's
still
an illegal drug.
It's still simple possession. You're still in possession of a drug that's been categorized as an illegal substance to possess.
Yeah.
Even in the situation that we're in.
I
The law-
thought
the-
small
the-
quantities were allowed.
What if they've not
growing up, I know people that had small quantities and nothing. You could just
and that's down to the discretion of a police officer. Because I've heard people say that as well. They've been stopped and they've had a small amount, and the police haven't arrested them. There could be a number of reasons why the police haven't arrested them. Much of which could be having to arrest someone, to take them into custody and detain them and then interview them. A lot of that takes time and effort for all is what is a small amount of cannabis.
But then looking at this situation, then, so if I put my other hat on, yeah, so we're talking about what we deem to be necessary, right? If I had an addiction, yeah, so let's say I smoke cigarettes, or I don't know, I'm on coke or something. Like when you have these kind of addiction, in regards to you listing what you seem to be, what you think are like a necessity for you, some of these items will end up on there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
obviously, like what I'm trying to say is that we could be in quarantine, but it doesn't mean the drug game has stopped in it. People have to sell drugs. People need to take drugs. Not need to take drugs, but they have an addiction. So
It's actually increased. Actually, it's actually increased. The money is increased.
What we're highlighting is that just because we're on quarantine, it doesn't mean you can bulk buy it. It's still illegal.
Yeah, that's right. No, you have a valid point.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So we've got Netflix and alcohol from you, Kodj. Ali, any two things you like that you can add to the list?
Personally for me, I will add literally I'll add generator and food can.
Generator.
Generator. So
generator.
So you're thinking the electricity is going to cut out then?
You never know. It's just there. Like sorry, not generator. I will have petrol. I'll put it and I'll refill it into a container and put it in the car, and then canned food, loads of canned food.
But you're on a full lockdown. So having petrol in the car.
Did you say cat food?
No,
cat food, bruv.
Listen, hear what I'm saying. Canned food.
But we're on a full lockdown, so petrol in the car is sort of like doesn't really serve any purpose.
It does for me, because afterwards, when everything back to normal again, petrol is going to go high. I've already got myself stacked and I'm ready for it. So it might, sometimes even when they say full lockdown, there might be a problem, an issue out there that you have to drive, or they might say, okay, everyone, there's issues going on. We want people to relocate. So you need to reconsider all of this stuff, these factors into it.
I think you're overcomplicating it than it needs to be.
I'm not. I'm just thinking about survival, mate.
No,
That's what it is.
I actually agree with Ali, but from a different angle of things, where I put on my list car with petrol, as in my car has a full tank. Because if you're going into a full lockdown, we are saying that anything can happen in that instance as well. Plus, when we're saying in this given full lockdown, so we're saying this is the scenario that the government has said you're going to be in full lockdown for the next 3 months. You cannot come out of your house, basically, is what we're saying. So you can't do the food shopping, not like what we're doing now. So you need to really just stock up and just bear in mind that you're going to be stuck in your house for 3 months. That's the scenario, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll still have petrol in the car, though.
Yeah, no, we get that. But I thought the idea was 25 things that you would have in your house.
Yeah, that's mine.
Petrol in the car isn't in your house.
Yeah, but
okay, so I'll have a petrol can in the house then, just like Ali then.
Yeah.
I'll have a petrol can in the house.
Just what Cam said. This is what you want. Yeah, this is what you want. It's like, I'll have a petrol just in case. Because bear in mind, if you remember back in the days when they used to have a fight, they used to say stay at home, right? When the war used to go on. But then within that time, that period, when I say stay at home, things got out of hand, out of control, and they say you have to relocate.
I want to know, you know, your cars, yeah?
Yeah.
Can someone access your petrol thing? When
Yeah,
you're not
easily.
there?
They could pump it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they
Oh,
could.
okay. See, I would get it on those reasons,
What do you mean?
Mate.
Okay.
as in why you would have a petrol can in the house.
Someone could siphon petrol from
Yeah,
your car.
siphon your petrol from your car while you're at home. Basically.
But irrespective of that, I just feel like when these kind of stuff are happening, it's almost getting down to Armageddon, this whole Armageddon stuff. And I watch too many movies, man. And in a movie, you always need a car to get from one place to the other.
Yeah.
So ideally, if I have
I'll
my
be
car
honest
in
with
the
you.
house, I need to make sure that I have petrol just in case I need to jump in my car.
Mate, by the time you come out, your car will be gone. I would have hotwired it, bro. I would have been out of there, mate.
Right, that's fine. At least you could only plan for what's in your control, man. It's not that's not in my control. I can't plan for, so that's fine.
Mo, so Mo, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Any 2 things you'd like to add to the list?
Yeah, toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
Yeah, man.
And what else?
Bro, you care about your teeth that much?
I do, you know. I feel weird, like, when my teeth is mad, isn't it?
Nah, bro, the feeling's mutual. I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I'm the kind of person, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I gotta do is brush my teeth. I can't.
Which is fine. No, we all do it.
And at night as well.
We all brush our teeth, right? Yeah. This is not to say that we don't brush our teeth. Okay. Like, Jesus. This is to say, this is survival here, fam. So when you mention toothpaste, I'm like, okay, cool. I can understand that. But bro, in my survival stuff, that's not the first thing that'll come to me. Come on. But anyway.
I'd have to have but you'd have to have a couple in the cupboard. At least a couple tubes of toothpaste.
And cocoa bars and some cream in it. Cream myself. Man can't be dry and ashy out here, fam.
Mo, do you
but
know
who's
that,
going to see you?
Huh?
That's not thinking.
It's not about who sees me. It's for myself. I don't cream my body for anybody else.
Do you know that you can brush your teeth with salt, yeah? Do you know that?
No, I didn't, you know.
Okay, bear that in mind.
I don't actually cook with salt anymore, though.
No, I'm just saying, you can brush your teeth out of salt.
Okay.
You don't keep salt in the house, do you, Mo? You don't cook with
Not
it?
really. No, I don't cook with
What,
salt.
not even sea salt?
What do you mean, not really? Does your wife have salt in the house? What? You don't cook with salt or you don't have cooked salt in the house? That's 2 different things.
I don't cook with salt.
What, use Maggi?
No, I don't use that either. That's soya, isn't it?
Maggi is not soya. Soya is different from Maggi. Maggi itself, like
Maggi
jumbo.
Maggi has soya in it in its ingredients.
But Maggie's been found to be really Maggie's been found to be really salty. That's not good for you either.
It is.
It's not good.
But no, you need to know how much you're putting. Yeah, exactly. You use one or another. So Mo, you don't use salt at all.
No, I don't use salt.
You don't have salt in the house?
No, there's no salt in my house, you know.
Yeah, nor do I. I don't have any in the house too.
Oh, cool.
I don't cook any food with salt.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
All right. Cool.
I'll have salt on my list, mate. I need some. And I'm not even a salt person, mate. I'm not, but I know it'll get to a point on the second month where I'm like, bruv, I need some proper food, man. And I need salt, man. At the moment, I have a choice, so it's not a big deal. But if I didn't have a choice, I'll need to have some of these things, mate.
Fair enough.
So can I just ask a question? So if you're talking about your top 2 items, Mo, you go for cream and toothpaste.
My top 2? No,
these ain't his top 2 items. We're just going through a list.
We're just going through the list, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going through the list.
Fair enough.
I thought I was something that you guys might not want to name.
No, that's fair because I'll have toothpaste. If you're going through the list, I will have toothpaste. But yeah, that's fair. Now I get it.
Exactly, isn't it? Okay. Yeah.
I'll bring to him. I'd like to add in there, like, because you mentioned about Netflix, but for me, like, I'd have to have music streaming sites there as well. Like, my Spotify, that's really important for me. I need, music.
Guys, you know what? Guys, I'll have a gun, on one of my lists.
Would you have Pornhub on your streaming sites as well?
Yeah, 100 from. What are we acting up? Don't twist me up. Hey, I'm saying it with plain face, bro. That needs to be there. You know what, yeah? Hey, come. Let's rewind this, man. Let's start this conversation again, bro. I'll ask you again the number one for my list, bro. What do you think this is? Don't piss me off. Oh, geez. But I was going to say though, if you had to choose between YouTube or Spotify, which one would you go for? Because I feel like if I have YouTube, then Spotify is not that much of a necessity, even though I can understand your sample.
Yeah, I pick YouTube, but let's pick.
Yeah.
I pick YouTube.
Yeah.
But let's go through the Pornhub thing though, man. Would you guys have Pornhub on your list though, as Mo said? I know I would.
No, I won't.
Yeah, come.
Yes.
Has he gone quiet?
I was like, yeah, maybe.
But I will have a gun.
Yeah,
Though.
I put it on my list.
Yeah, I will have a gun. I will definitely have a gun.
Hey, you know, they spiked in it during this quarantine. You know how much the traffic they get through their sites.
Oh yeah.
Oh, geez, this is hilarious, man.
Hey, I'm thinking, yeah, I probably would have. I'd need to have it on the list. So is Pornhub. Is that the one of choice? Is that the?
What if you had to choose one?
Yeah, if you had to choose one.
Mo, which one would you go for?
I don't know, I think, yeah, that's standard one, isn't it? I swear they're offering free service right now, isn't it?
Most of them do, though.
Most of them do now, man. It's
yeah.
Straight up. You know what? There's a few still, man. But now Pornhub,
X-Hamster, yeah.
There's HD views and all that, man. I think that'll cover you still.
Okay.
It's a good variation on there.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what all the extra toilet rolls for as well?
But okay, so I'll just So
I didn't catch it, mate. My connection keeps cutting though. So
all right.
Kev, what would you have then? If you're not going for that, what do you have any alternatives?
Well, you got X videos.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to say that still.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, man. You want to do the video for this, man? Yeah. Oh my days. So moving on then. Ali mentioned you have a gun.
You said alcohol, innit? Oh, a gun. Ali said a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would you have a gun?
Oh, why would you have a gun?
They might be invader, mate. They might be invader because people will be finished out of their food.
You know what? But you know what?
Are we talking realistically?
It's funny. It's funny you say that because they've reported. But they've reported that burglaries have been significantly down as a result of people quarantining because more people are in their houses. I know. I know. With a lot of burglaries, they usually take place at night anyway, and most people are asleep. But they're saying that there's been a significant decrease in the burglaries that are taking place.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll just have a gun because the next neighbor, yeah, will probably finish their food and trying to look at someone else's house or go there and then trying to raid it.
But seriously, but that's realistic.
Hold on. Yeah, realistically, would you say you could access a gun right now and you'd have that?
Say that again. Realistic what? More did you say?
So realistically, would you try to obtain a gun at the moment?
Not at the moment, but yeah, if it comes to it, if it's one.
But realistically, we could potentially go into a full lockdown if things worsen. Yeah. So the thing is, let's say in 3 weeks' time things worsen. Are you telling me you've got access to get a gun?
No, I won't. No.
Exactly.
If you come to it,
but then it's not having access to get it though. Are we saying that the access has to be part of the conversation? If you're just giving a list of 20,
exactly, it's just a list.
You should be able to say that you want a gun. I could say that I want a tank. Are we saying we have to be realistic with the stuff that we want as well?
Exactly.
I would think so.
Because that would make sense. I think you should.
I think it's fair to say that someone might say that they want a gun. It's not that it's easy for them to get a gun, but if they had a choice, then they will have a
I
gun.
will get a gun. Yeah.
No, I would say a lot of things. I'd want, I'd want Gabrielle Union here as well, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to happen.
I guess I can understand where Ali's coming from, because you're painting a scenario to say if you're locked down for 3 months, what are some of the stuff that you want? So yes, I understand that owning a gun is not legal in this country. So the question would be, how do you get your hands on a gun in the first place? Which would then be through illegal kind of way or whatever. Or you could have one of those shooting rifles, innit? I swear they're legal. If you're shooting,
you could get air rifles and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's not air rifle. There's a lot of pigeons around my area, so that's fair. Fair shout.
Yeah, I could get a water gun.
Exactly. Water gun. It could become thin, running around in the house with the kids, man. That could be useful.
Yeah. Well, I honestly thought it was more realistically, as in, if the lockdown happened next week or something, what are the items that are essential to you to have?
Yeah, I get it.
Well, I definitely need to have my shears though, to shave. I need that.
Yeah. I forgot that because I'm irritating right now. I'm really irritating.
Yeah, I got the clippers, man. I actually gave myself a haircut the other day still. Might actually do that tomorrow. It's very simple. And this is what I'm saying, that sometimes it doesn't matter. So, sorry?
I'm going on Grizzly, bro. I haven't trimmed.
Yeah, no, trim, man. And you know what the key thing is here? No one cares. No one gets to see my hair, man. I'm quarantined. I'm not going out to I do that, wait. I can wake up, have a shower, and not clean myself. Ashy toast, whatever it is, yeah. For me at the moment, it does not matter. It's just about more personal kind of pride, isn't it? Where it's like you're used to doing these things, and it just makes you feel like normal and all those kind of stuff. But apart from that, all these kind of stuff. So yeah, I've been cutting my hair. I think I did a good job, but who cares? No one has seen it, so.
That's funny. Well, I get you. I get you, right.
Me. Yeah, so I guess, so moving forward, we've got about 8 things on our list at the moment.
Wow,
we've got Netflix, alcohol, generator, petrol, toothpaste, cocoa butter, Spotify, Pornhub or X videos. I'm putting my clippers as well.
You forgot to put canned foods. Canned. Yeah, because general food can go expire, innit?
Non-perishables, innit?
Yeah,
like pasta, rice.
Yeah, exactly.
But then with most point as well, though, I think you do need some fruits in it, and that's the challenge, though. If you are going to be quarantined for 3 months, can you freeze? You can't like freeze fruits or anything, can you?
Yeah, you can.
You can, yeah.
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
What fruits can you freeze?
Like mango, pineapple, like grapes, like
any
banana.
You can freeze any fruit.
Yeah, as long as you don't peel it off, you can just freeze it and then take it out.
And then it stays in that state. It doesn't ripe. It doesn't do anything. It just stays in that state. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm talking more about if you, like, let's say you had pineapples or something, chop it up, cut it, whatever, put it in a container and then put it in the freezer.
No, that will go off. Is that when you buy it, just leave the skin how it is, and I think just put it in, because I've tried it and it works. It's fine. Like especially mango. Mango is fine. As long as you when you peel it off, it's fine. Just don't leave it for too long. Maybe the max is probably 1 week or something. But make sure that when you get it, it's not ripe. It's hard. Does that make sense?
If you get it and it's not ripe, it's hard. You could leave it out for a week before you actually eat it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. If it's a week, if it's hard and it's not ripe, you can leave it there for a week and then you can eat it. But if it's already ripe and you leave it, don't leave it for too long in a week.
No, but sense. if it's not ripe, you don't have to freeze it. Is what I was trying to say. Sorry.
No, but it goes quick. It ripe quick if it's hard and you bring it home. Somehow, the heat or the inside the home, I don't know if you notice it. It ripe very quick within 1 or 2 days. It's ripe. I've noticed that with banana and then mango when it's hard.
will be a challenge, innit? Because I think it's useful to have fresh fruits in it. But if you're quarantined for 3 months, then how do you balance that? Will be the only thing I'll say. So you must probably be able to have it for like a week, 1 week or something.
Or 2.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's more dependent on what we're quarantining against. If we're quarantining against some kind of illness or virus, then I'd want some kind of immune building foods or something.
Yeah.
You're just gonna water inside and.
No,
What about liquid? What about liquid
I'm
food?
saying, how do you preserve those immune building food, especially if you're talking about fruits? If you're meant to be in the house for 3 months and you can't come out, it's more of a point I'm trying to make.
I mean, I think the alternative more is obtaining. You can get so you can get powdered vitamin C stuff or whatever. Like there's like fruits like baobab that I've got from Holland and Barrett's, and it's like the powdered versions that last a lot longer.
Oh, the dry one.
So we're moving away from fresh fruits then. So we're saying we're
dried fruits and
dry.
Okay, that's a totally different thing then. Okay.
Well, what about liquid fruits?
Like
you know, like when babies or kids, you know, they have this kind of liquid food, like fruits, like banana is all liquid inside, but it's mixed or something like that. What about that? Because it's in a pack, innit?
So are you talking about baby food, or you're talking about like?
No, but I think you can get that also for adult. Like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just think that it's a luxury.
Okay. Well, you can get that though, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Because I'll prefer the dry one. I'll prefer it dry. You know what, guys? When you're mentioning this, it's very important. When you have a balcony, I think the next forward now, especially like Cam, you got a garden. I think it's very essential now to start planting all this kind of stuff in your garden. You know, when you have a balcony, you kind of plant like setting.
Would you be planting certain
I'm
fruits?
talking about fruits. Yeah, it's very important. You know.
Yeah, it's also knowing how to garden as well, because there's other elements to it that, like like having pesticides or the whole weed stuff and things like that.
I know what you mean. But it's very important.
Because growing up in Ghana, most households just had some sort of tree that bears some sort of fruit, whether it's a mango tree, orange tree.
I thought every household.
Really useful. That was really useful.
Back home, I've got all the fruits.
Yeah, it was really good, man. But I must say, though, I think if such a measure is put in place, I think it's a necessity that you either have to have a balcony or a garden, man. Because I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
Because the problem that I have personally, I don't have a balcony nor a garden. So it's like literally, if we have to stay in the house 3 months and not come out, that is a problem. Because it's not the same kind of thing for everyone else. So people that live in a flat that might not have even a balcony, that is a bigger challenge than the rest of the kind of.
I can imagine how tough that is. Definitely.
Crazy.
That's the reason.
At the end of this, man, they shouldn't build any houses without no balconies, man. I think that should be.
No. But now the requirement now is all houses, whether it's flats, whether it's maintenance. Majority of them now they all have balconies now. They want to do this style, Sweden style. That how Sweden, no matter what, every single household, majority of them are doing a plan. They want to reflect that, because apparently they say that it's also good for the mental mindset as well. When you have a balcony, you can come out and have a fresh air. Because if you think about this carefully, what is going on right now? If majority, like 90% of United Kingdom, right, has a balcony, I don't think we'll be going out. Majority of us will go out. Does that make sense?
I would say a garden. I'll stretch that to a garden. I think if I had a garden, most of the stuff that I need, because the kids play now and all those kind of stuff. Not that I've been taking them out to play, but at least they'll have some space to actually just run around and stuff instead of always being in the house.
Yeah, even seeing people who have pets like dogs, they were talking about how difficult it is for them to just stay cooped inside, because obviously certain animals require, dogs I know in particular,
every day,
daily exercise, and if you don't have a garden, then that creates a challenge in itself.
These people are cheeky. I told you we care more about dogs than human beings. Human beings are creeping up about dogs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be sensitive to anyone that owns a dog. I'm not a dog hater. I'm just putting things in perspective. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get you. You're right. Definitely, you're right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. What else do we have on the list then? So what else did you guys have written down then?
I wrote down bath soap, have a GPM device.
Yeah, what?
GPS. Yeah, device.
And what's your intent behind that?
You know when you're young, yeah, and you always wanted this walkie-talkie, and then when your friend is or somewhere, there's this device here, anywhere in the world, yeah, this GPS here device, you can ring someone and then they can answer it. So imagine now, yeah, when you're on lockdown and then they decided that all the cell phones are all locked down, are all locked. You can't use your cell phone, right? Yeah. So my only solution was obviously having this GPS here. I can call anyone, text anyone, anywhere.
But then they wouldn't have a cell phone though.
Yeah, but they would need to have the same phone as you.
But no. But when it comes to me maneuvering wherever I need to go, if it comes to a crisis, at least I have that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but then you can't call no one unless they have that too.
No, but I know, but it's benefit for me because if I need to go north or west or anything, I got sat nav at the same time. Because you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like when you guys are talking about this, yeah, I'm thinking about, you know, like camp, when you're going to a camp. When you ask you to, when you're going camping, what do you need, right? I'm not going to go and get a tissue paper. I'm not going to get whatever. I'm going to get my saucepan, right? I'm going to get my food. I'm going to get my towel. I'm going to get my GPS. I'm going to get my boots. I'm going to get something that when I need to sleep, right, I can keep myself warm in the night. This is the kind of essential thing I'm thinking about. Okay, so I understand I understand it's outside, but I'm inside. But I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, no, I understand. So is this in the context that a phone is not working as well then? Because a phone has a GPS. So even if you can't make calls, you should still be able to use the GPS?
Yes, you can use the GPS without a network. You should be able to.
It works off satellites as opposed to cell towers. But the thing is, it's only useful if someone else can receive on the other end. Otherwise, you can't call anyone.
Yeah,
I think Ali is looking at it from the perspective of direction, but then that means you could have a printed map as well. That might be
that's true. That's true.
Printed map if you're thinking, but then I guess with that thinking, you have the mindset that there's Armageddon, that something is going to go wrong. So with that view, more to say that in the 3 months, it's not going to go as planned, and it will be worse, and then all hell breaks loose. So what do I have in order to survive, kind of stuff.
That's it.
I guess it's part of
Ali, did you watch I Am Legend when you were thinking of your list?
Yeah, I've already watched that a long time ago, but I'm thinking like that. No, but I am. I'm being serious. That's what I'm thinking about, because anything can go wrong.
So my next question is, in terms of this whole task, how overcomplicated are we really thinking about it? Because I kind of thought about it more of in a simplified, as in, let's say next week we're on full lockdown. Half of the stuff like pans and washing machine is already in my house anyway. I'm not really going to be thinking about adding them to my list. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's part of what I said at the beginning, where you're trying to identify what's the scope of the conversation. Because if you don't put that scope with this kind of stuff, you could list anything depending on how you view it. So even though you're giving the same scenario, we're all not kind of seeing it in the same way.
Yeah.
Because everyone is kind of different, so everyone will have a different list because they're just seeing it from a different angle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, with that being, I'd throw in like even...
we still got gas and electricity though, like heating and electric though, right?
Yeah.
That's why I said I have my generator just in case.
You see, but this is why I keep going back to it. Hence the reason why I opened up and I said, what are the bare necessities, isn't it? So if you're saying electricity, internet, gas, these are things you don't have on your list because we're saying that within this period, they are going to be available. So if you can imagine to say, look, within this period, all this is going to be available. There's not going to be no power cut, nothing like that. It's just going to be, what else would you need if all these things are kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? I know you're saying very important thing, Coach, but bear in mind, you cannot trust this government. Just put that in your head.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to accept.
Yeah,
that.
that's
They
another,
might say
but
3
that's a
months.
different
Yeah.
topic.
No, I understand. It is a different topic. The government saying stay in for 3 months. Don't go out. Right? Trust me. I'm not going to trust the government prior to that. I will stay in, but I'll make sure I acquit myself, because I don't want, when I'm in my house, a police officer come out and start saying, you've got the virus, you need to go. I said, fuck that. Sorry, my language. Kojo, cut that out. I don't have it. You understand? Or maybe one of my neighbor, I've been coughing so much, and one of my neighbor thinking I've got it. So the police comes and trying to attack me. I've got my gun. I've got myself. I'll quit. I'm prepared for anything that needs to come out my door. You understand? That's the way I'm seeing it. That's the angle I'm seeing it. I already got my necessary what I need in my house. But at the same time, I'm preparing myself, because the government said not to go out. I don't expect anyone to come in my house unless I leave my house.
Yeah. So basically,
you're given this scenario, because this scenario is being painted around all this COVID-19 kind of stuff, isn't it? And I think it's interesting, some of the stuff that you mentioned, because if you're saying on one hand you don't trust the government, and even given this current climate, if the government's come out to say, oh, you know what, everyone has to stay in their house for 3 months, then there are people that will be thinking, you know what, we don't believe this government, things could go pear-shaped, so I might need to take extra precautions outside the remit of what everyone else might be doing, if you get what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair. But that scenario, so basically, your motto will be, I've got my generator, I've got my gun. If you're not invited in my house and you come to my house, I'm going to shoot you.
That's it.
That's what you're saying.
That's it. Because
and your warm blanket as well.
Well, I'm warm blanket. That was a theory I was just talking about. Just a theory. Just saying. If I'm going to camping, that's what I meant by that. Mo, you're trying to be funny, yeah? Thank you.
No, I thought you said you genuinely was going to have a warm blanket.
No, it was just
run out.
You know what? Mo, just say what you need to say.
In case the heating or something is not working.
I was just giving an example. I'll give you an example.
You also have water. No, because if you're going down this line of generator for electricity, don't you need to do something for water then?
I would have put that. I put that on my list. Have a lot of water in my house. Like bottles and
Bottled water.
Loads of them.
Oh,
I put that already in my list, yeah.
Long
sometimes
life milk.
The water.
I've got bottled water on my list.
I've
got bottled water on my list.
Okay. What about long life? I've got long life milk in addition to.
I got long life coconut milk.
Okay.
Yeah, same with what Mo said. I'm off the dairy. So maybe that, but that from I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes when I just switch on my mindset, sometimes I just see that, oh, I'm in the Amazon rainforest, which is not the case for this one. But a lot of these things is not really. If I really had 25 things that I had to pick, would I have that on there? But then I guess it's different, isn't it? Because I have a family. So if it's just me by myself, or if I'm picking it for me and my family, what's is it for my household or for me? Like what? Because I guess the list might differ depending on whether it's just for me in the house or for me and my family, if you get what I mean.
Well,
if I have a newborn, I won't have Pampers, mate. We'll sort that out. Because
you get the cloth ones, innit?
Yeah, just wash it.
Reusable.
The washable one.
Yeah.
The washable.
Yeah. Wash it. It's more kinder to the skin. So what else do you guys have on your list then? Cam.
Yeah.
Once you get the Pornhub and X videos out of the way.
I got the
Did you put a shisha bong on there?
What?
I've got
shisha bong. Go on, Cam.
Shisha bong.
Wait, hold on. I've got here vitamin D and C supplements.
Agree. Agree.
In addition to, like, obviously, I know, it's got to be based, you've got to have a balanced diet, so to speak, but with fruits and veg. But I think at the same time, it's also good to take supplements within that time, especially if, like, you're someone who doesn't have like a balcony or a garden. You're not going to be going outside, so you're getting a lack of vitamin D as well. So there are also sort of you know,
About to
consequences
stick
for
your
your
head
body.
out the window.
Just about, but you know, we being black people, we need more. We need enough time outside because obviously
Yeah.
that sun takes a while to penetrate our skin to get
Yeah.
vitamin D. So it's not simply a case of just standing outside for 5 minutes and we're good. So
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But I think some of the stuff that we say canned food, but I'll need some bag of rice, some tin tomatoes.
yes,
I'll need some
Tilda.
pasta. Need some Tilda basmati rice, fam. If you give me those with some tin tomatoes, obviously stock up on some peppers and that, bro. I need to be able to make that red sauce with some rice, fam, and I'm done. That's all I need, man. I need that. Will
What about
feed me for the
tuna?
rest.
Should
Yeah,
you
that's
stock
good.
tuna?
That's
Tuna.
canned food.
I won't stock tuna. I'll stock sardines.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
And you know what? Guess the classic though, man. I'm not sure if you guys grew up eating this, mate. Corned beef.
Which
man.
one?
I need to stop that.
Yeah,
corned
no,
beef, yeah.
no. Hey, definitely ate that, man.
I can't eat
That's-
that, you know.
That's the survival food.
beef. Yes,
I
man.
can't eat it.
Yeah, I grew up with corned beef. Yeah, beef stew.
I can't
That's the
eat it
survival.
anymore.
Why can't you eat
What's
that?
about that corned beef stew, fam? That was a classic, fam. Oh my days, I ain't had that for ages. You know, right now I can't really. Yeah, I think I ate too much of it growing up, man.
I can't eat it anymore. Just can't do it.
Hey, guys, I forgot to say, yeah, I'll top up my electric and gas. So I'll top it up, like, because I do.
What, do you have a meter?
Yeah.
I do it monthly, man. So I just get a monthly bill on my electric and gas.
I'm not too skeptical about the monthly one. That's why I do the meter one.
Mm.
Yeah. So
What do I have? Rice, pasta, definitely tomatoes. You know what I'll get though? I might not actually get any milk. I might just get evaporated milk, man. You guys, these are classic stuff.
oat milk. Oat milk is good. Oat milk is good.
No, yeah, so yeah, oat milk. But now I'll get evaporated milk. You know them cans there, mate. Growing up in
Yeah, the
Ghana,
cans
man.
one.
Use
Yeah,
that for
yeah.
your tea and all that, mate, bro. I need some of that. You can literally use that for everything.
Definitely. You know what? I would also put this in there. Like, I wasn't even getting crazy about this when everyone was, but I would have to put toilet roll on that list right there. Hey,
Well, you put toilet roll, you said.
I would have to put toilet roll on that list.
Nah,
Hey,
bro.
Cam, nah,
Bro,
I don't
you
need
know
toilet
what?
roll.
Bro,
No.
but let me
explain.
Let me explain certain things because it's like, you know, for a long time we didn't have any toilet roll because, you know, it was all out in the shops. I made multiple trips to various supermarkets and could not find toilet roll, and it was crazy because for the life of me, I had to start using kitchen towel, and obviously, it's not good to put that through the toilet because that can cause a clog. That could clog things up.
Block it.
Eventually, block it. And my whole thing is, I'm thinking ahead because I'm like, I don't even want no plumber to come here and have to try and unblock it because I don't want no one coming in the house. So, for me, I'm gonna have to put toilet roll because obviously, knowing what sort of difficulties you can get into without that.
I think it's a fair shout, though. I think given this scenario, I would understand why someone put toilet roll. And it's not necessarily that I won't buy toilet roll, but in regards to priority on my list, would it be something that's high priority? No, it wouldn't be.
No.
But I can understand why, because
It
we're
would
not
make
saying
the
it's
top
the end of the
25.
road here, innit? We're just saying that you're quarantined for 3 months, innit? So why would you not stock up toilet roll? Because it's your norm, innit? And when you're in quarantine, it's like you just want to keep that norm, that kind of normal thing going. So it's not all of a sudden you're using toilet roll for your whole life. And all of a sudden you start washing your bum because that's not normal to you.
But guess what, guys?
I can understand why someone would do it, but then I could understand why other people will not even put on their list because they're used to always washing their bum. Because depending on your religion, that's just a standard thing.
Common thing.
So
yeah. But guys, I don't know if you guys, when you go Dubai, I don't know if you go like when you go holiday and etc. You know, there's a toilet that on the side you can wash your bum, right? Yeah. So, you know, like when I went to Dubai, it's the toilet there. You can just take the water and wash your bum out of it, and then whatever you do, wipe it with a tissue or not, or whatever. And as long as you know it's clean, then you wipe your body in general. So I don't understand how.
So if you clean your bum with water and you ain't got no tissue, Are you saying if you had no tissue, you would just clean it with water?
Yeah,
What?
wash it.
When you
wash
bath,
it.
when you
So how
bath,
would you?
When
so
you
what
bath, when you bath, it's the same process.
when you bath, don't you wipe your bum?
exactly. What would you wipe it with? What would you dry it
Wipe
with?
with towel, brother.
It was a towel, literally. That's how I wipe my bum when after I bath. What I'm gonna do, I wipe it with.
Yeah,
Why
but
would you not wipe with a towel?
I'm saying every time you go to the toilet, let's say you ain't got no toilet. Let's say you
No,
ain't got
I'm
no
talking
toilet.
about now. Obviously, I use tissue. But if there's no tissue, my next mindset: wash my bum as thorough as I can, like the way I'm bathing, and then wipe it with a cloth.
So like if you went, if you went to the toilet and you took a shit, and then after you shitted,
mate,
you
we're
would
not
jump
going
in the
this deep. We're not
No.
going that deep.
You need to give us a scenario.
I need to understand. I need to understand. I need to understand.
I didn't
What do you mean?
understand.
You're talking. What do you mean?
Have you not gone
deep?
Have you not gone to? Have you not
Guys,
traveled?
one person at a time. We need Cam to explain that scenario, man.
I understand. Have you not traveled and then you've been in a hotel where there's water when you're going in the shit and then you wash your bum with it? Have you not traveled and got that?
Yeah, but because he's seen it doesn't mean he'll use it though, because they will.
I'm not saying you'll use it, but I'm just asking a question. Have you not seen that? Of course, you'll come across that.
I've seen that, but you can't say we're not going.
Right, what's your question?
You can't say we're not going that deep because you've already said you would have a gun in your house. So you're taking it deeper than any one of us. So let me.
No, I'm not taking that deep. I'm protecting myself. I'm thinking about survival. It's not deep. It's just to have it.
Yeah. So
it's like the same way you have your week and stack it. The same way I have my gun and stack it.
So let me. So I'm saying, real scenario. You're saying, you know, you're not too concerned with toilet tissue because you're just cleaning your bum with water. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's say you go to the toilet, you take a shit, and then what you're gonna do? You're gonna jump in the bath, clean your bum with water. What? And so
no. Well, I've got a bucket.
And then what will you?
I've got a little bucket.
You have a little.
You're shit in the bucket. You're gonna shit in the bucket.
No, I'm gonna shit in the bucket. Why
you guys are trying to dumb it out, man. Look, let's paint that scenario. Yeah. So the scenario that I was trying to get from you, Cam, is that every time you go to the toilet, are you going to be using this same cloth to clean your bum? And I guess how I see this is as long as your bum is clean, as in you've washed your bum, everything is clean. It doesn't matter what you need to wipe it, because then it's basically when you jump out of the shower, don't you wipe your bum?
Yeah.
No, I think they don't.
Yeah, but then the next day, don't you use that? Don't you use that same towel, or do you change the towel every day?
What do you mean? Yeah, you use a towel. Yeah,
it's the same process.
Towel to dry your bum.
It's the same thing. It's the same process. But you're using a towel to dry your bum. You're not using a towel to clean your bum. You're using it to dry your bum.
From having a shit when you washed it with because I've got a cup at home, right? That obviously when I'm bathing, I use that cup.
Where is this conversation going though?
Hey, mate. Cam, let me tell you this year. Cam, let me tell you this year. I'm a true African. Just put it that way. When it comes to survival, I'll have to come out of my hat and think like African. I'm not thinking about no Western way. That's it. Just put it that way.
I just.
When did you last time go to Africa?
That's not the point. I grew up.
That's a true African in the Western world. That doesn't even go Africa.
Listen, no, I've been 3-4 times. I grew up in Africa when I was about 5 or 7. I understand that, but what I'm saying, I am an African. I have to think like an African to survive. That's the way I will nurture myself.
I don't think there's anything on my list that I don't think anyone else wouldn't have. I mean, I'm going through it now. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I mean, there's obviously things like I've got a bit of a sweet tooth sometimes, so I like to have chocolates and biscuits in the house.
Yeah, snacks. Apple snacks.
To snack on. What else would I put on there? I put up washing powder as well.
Yeah, definitely.
With fabric conditioner.
Yeah. Washing powder and washing liquid, mate, for the plates and stuff.
Washing liquid, yeah, that's the key one.
Do you have a bread maker?
What? Bread maker?
Bread maker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can have fresh bread every morning, innit? Jeez.
Okay.
You're proper full on
your list.
Yeah, because the ingredients are long life. Things like flour and all of that stuff. They last forever, so you can have fresh bread in it. Man can have toast.
So you actually make it.
Yeah.
But you could freeze bread, you know. You could actually freeze bread.
Yeah, I freeze bread.
Yeah, definitely.
I like my bread fresh, fam.
Yeah.
Hey,
Also, are you baking bread in the house then?
Yeah, I got a bread maker in it.
So we had a list of things that we, in our opinion, feel are essential items to have in the instance of a complete full lockdown where you are not entitled to leave your address for any reason whatsoever. And so, I mean, I'm going to go through this list and just confirm. So I've got 21 items on the list. So from 1 to 21, number 1, Netflix. Number 2, alcohol. Number 3, generator. Number 4, petrol in a can. Number 5, toothpaste. Number 6, cocoa butter. 7, I put out Spotify, but I think Spotify/YouTube. Number 8, Pornhub or X videos. Number 9, clippers to shave with. Number 10, canned foods. 11, pasta, rice. 12, tinned fruits. 13, fruits and vegetables, but I've got here dried fruits. Number 14, vitamin D and C supplements. 15, corned beef. 16, I guess corned beef will come under canned foods, but I've got it down as 15. 16, tinned tomatoes. 17, toilet roll. 18, washing powder. 19, washing up liquid. 20, hand wash / hand sanitizer. And 21, disinfectant and bleach.
So we're missing.
Well, we don't have to reach the 20. We know. I never said it at the start. I never said at the start of the conversation it was a top 25.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I just said it was the top things that we thought that were important. So yeah. I mean, just closing it all off now. I think this crisis alone has sort of it's definitely raised the very importance of what certain things mean to us, that being essential items that we might need to